patently false. Seth Rich family spokesman denies DNC is paying him. Washington, the spokesman for the family of murdered Democratic National Committee staffer Seth Rich emphatically denies that the DNC is funding his salary. Brad Bowman, a professional Democratic crisis public relations consultant who has frequently criticized President Trump, abruptly ended a call with WND when asked about his connection to the DNC. "That is patently 100% false," he shouted when asked if he was hired by the DNC just before disconnecting the call. Bowman refused to indicate who is paying his salary. He is a consultant with Pastorum Group in Washington, D.C., a firm with progressive ties. In his role as a communications consultant, Bowman offers strategic communications advice to Democratic candidates and labor unions. His LinkedIn page states, "The Pastorum Group Facebook page features many comments blasting Republicans and Trump, and members of the firm even protested Trump's 100th day in office." From 2011 to 2014, Bowman was executive director of the Congressional Progressive Caucus. According to his LinkedIn page, he worked with the major progressive allies to craft and push progressive agenda items in Congress and founded Progressive Action PAC. Heavy.com reported Bowman has called for civil disobedience to push for an independent investigation of Russia. Get the hottest, most important news stories on the internet delivered free to your inbox as soon as they break. Take just 30 seconds and sign up for WND's email news alerts. On May 9th, he posted the following question to Facebook. At what point are House and Senate members going to stage a sit-in on the floor of some act of civil disobedience in order to force a vote on an independent investigation of Russia? And in 2016, he blasted the GOP. The Republican Party has become such a hotbed for scam artists, hucksters, and sociopaths trying to screw you that they have straight up started screwing their own clients. Are you kidding me? Bowman also claimed President Trump has no respect for America. Is that really true? And he wrote, to sum up Trump's 100 days of foreign policy, unannounced photo ops with family members and administration officials and provocative unstrategic bombings and fake naval deployments are enough to show strength to American audiences. This is us getting played. Despite Bowman's statement to the contrary, a Texas businessman who hired a private eye to look into Rich's murder told WND that the DNC assigned Bowman to represent the Rich family. How convenient. Hired by Hillary. Ed Potowski, a wealth management and financial advisor, said the Rich family asked him for assistance in stopping top DC lobbyist Jack Bruckman from questioning himself to media as their spokesman. Berkman, founder and president of Jim Berkman and Associates, the top lobbying firm in D.C. with thousands of clients, has offered a $105,000 reward for anyone who has information about Rich's death. Berkman has repeatedly claimed Russia is responsible for Rich's murder. Are you kidding me? How retarded to think that Russia would ever have something to do with this. Joe Rich, Seth's father, allegedly asked Potowski to push back against Berkman's interference. The third time I talked to him, to Mr. Joe Rich, Seth's father, he said, Ed, there is a guy named Berkman who keeps saying he represents us. I am going to give you his phone number. Please tell him to stop doing that. We have a man who was assigned to us by DNC, Butowski explained to WND. Are you kidding me? It's like letting the fox guard the henhouse. According to Butowski, Joe Rich added, we were assigned a guy named Brad Bowman. I don't know why we were assigned him. Really? I have no idea why. I need somebody to speak for me, but please tell Berkman, because he is not listening to me, to go away and stop acting like he speaks for us. Joe Rich's exact words were, the DNC assigned Bowman to us, Butowski said. Butowski said has never spoken to Berkman, but all I know is that Mr. Rich didn't like him, that he wouldn't listen and kept making up stuff. How many people do you know who have died mysteriously? Not as many as the Clintons. Again, yeah, check out WND's explosive report, Clinton Death List, 33 spine-tingling cases, I'm more than sure. In an interview with WND on May 16th, Bowman explained that he was put in touch with Rich's family by two of Rich's friends, both of whom worked for the DNC, and that the family requested help because they had more media requests than they could handle. Bowman also claimed the Rich family is devastated that a private eye, former D.C. police homicide detective Rod Wheeler, hasn't ruled out the possibility that Rich had ties to WikiLeaks. The Rich family was not upset about Wheeler's progress in the investigation, Butowski told WND Tuesday. In fact, the family commended Detective Wheeler for uncovering new information related to Rich's murder just hours before the story went viral in the news media, he said. Suddenly, their tone changed after Bowman intervened, Butowski said. You see? They had heard Rich was possibly linked to WikiLeaks for almost 8 months. There is nothing outrageous here, he said. The night before the story broke about Rich's involvement with WikiLeaks on May 15th, not only did Mr. Rich say he appreciated what Rod had done and the new information that he got, but asked to add to the story, Butowski continued. 9 hours later, the only thing that changed was Brad Bowman, Democrat crisis management person. That's all that happened. Butowski first contacted Rich's parents through the Jewish community on Facebook weeks after Rich was murdered. He wanted to reveal to them sensitive information he had heard about their son and give his condolences. I never met them before, and my only purpose was to share this one piece of information that might help them feel a little better. I had looked them up online and heard that they weren't getting any information, he said. I shared with them what I knew. They said, we don't believe you. I said, fine. I don't know. I just wanted to make sure that if I could bring relief to somebody, that I did. When Butowski asked Rich's parents whether law enforcement officials had made any progress in finding their son's murderer, they said the details surrounding Rich's death remained a mystery. I said, by the way, how are things doing? I heard you are not getting anything, and I cannot imagine what this must be like. And they said, nobody is telling us anything. We haven't heard from the D.C. police at all, Butowski recalled. He suggested the family hire a private detective. When they told him they couldn't afford an investigator, Butowski offered to pay for one. My heart was like breaking for these people, he said. I said, I'll pay it for you. Butowski said he finds Bowman's involvement with the family extremely suspicious, and he is calling on the family to expose the DNC's involvement and what he believes is obstruction of the murder investigation. Mr. Rich is a good man, but if Mr. Rich doesn't stand up and tell the truth, he is complicit in this, he said. It's really sad that Mr. Rich lost his son, but it's really sad that Mr. Rich is complicit in keeping the Russian lie apparently alive. And why is that? You explain. Take it from yourself. Why would the parents do that? Because they were threatened with everything in the book, because this would take them down. And this Bowman character is a total creep, hired by Hillary Clinton and her cronies. And the whole Russian story blows right out of the roof with this character Bowman. Just take a look at this creep. And he tries to deny who's paying him. We know who's paying him. We know who's paying him. This is going to break, folks. This is going to break. This is going to break, and I hope they get put behind bars for this. This is totally disgraceful. Let us know what you think in the comments below, and thank you so much for watching.